Coach, what do you take out of last meet into this year and into this week?
Last week, we had people step in, step up, do their job, and finish very strong. There was a lot of team unity built, especially after following an injury and stepping in, and the ladies really getting outside themselves and doing it for Makari. And that just goes to show how close this team is. You know, I watched the Super Bowl last night and I was listening. I always watch the press conferences and listen to the coaches and listen to the players and kind of what they talk about and what makes that team successful. And one of the resonating things that I heard really was this team was so close and we make each other better every day. And that is what's happening with Alabama Gymnastics. So it's exciting to see what Team 48 is doing and will do in the future.
Juliet, go ahead.
Hi, Dana. So can you talk about how the fans were on Friday's meet?
The fans. So they were energetic at times. And of course, you know, I'm always wanting our fans, when they see something great, to actually get out of their seats and use their shakers and really like be in the moment with us. So they're sitting there watching the routine, they're looking for that landing, and then they just jump out. And I think we're having a little bit of that here and there, and I would love to see an arena full of that. But absolutely, the fans that were there, we were honored to have an awesome support in our fans and the fan experience. And you know, this next home meet, I know we're focused on LSU this week, but our next home meet's a 5 p.m. start. And I'm already asking businesses and people, let your employees off early, because I want to see that meet be electric. We're going to be bold, we're going to be brave, we're going to be about being ourselves, and I'm excited about that. So the fans make an impact. But to answer your question, there was some great times, but we want more.
Mikey, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I just got a question. Do we have any more injury updates for Makari Doggett after Friday night?
At this point, we have some more information that it's a small sprain, but that she will be able to do as much as the pain will tolerate. But of course, we're going to be smart and see how the week goes. We have 2 more days of training this week, so hopefully we will have her on an event like bars. At the same time, I don't want to overpromise, but we're very fortunate that the injury wasn't worse.
Ashley, go ahead.
Hi, Dana. LSU this season has been really dynamic on floor, which draws a lot of cheers from the crowd at the PMAC. Talk about the focus that the team will need to display on beam, and will you guys practice beam routines with the stereo, just kind of help simulate?
Focus is the appropriate word. When you know you're going to be in a really loud environment, you have to expect the expected. So when we're on beam, the floor scores will probably be coming up in the middle of that routine. And yes, we will practice in our intra-squads, music blasting and crowd cheering to try to simulate as much as we possibly can. This team has shown a great deal of beam mental toughness, and I want to see them continue to use every opportunity like this to only be that much more prepared for postseason. So we're looking forward to this opportunity.
Katie, go ahead.
Hey, Dana, Lexi and Jordan were just talking about how the depth of this team kind of pushes them to be better. And when I've been talking to Murph some of the season with softball starting, he talks about one of his hardest jobs as a coach is kind of the puzzle of the lineup and putting people in when you have so much depth. So for you this year, how do you kind of balance the lineups each week, knowing the depth you have? I guess it's a good problem to have for a coach.
The best way I can answer that question, because it can get a little technical and complicated, is you look at each event, you look at the number of athletes that can competitively be ready and perform. You look at their consistency over time. You look at their consistency in training. And on average, how often are they hitting, especially when we create pressure sets and pressure assignments. And then you basically try to put the best 6 in an order where they're the most confident, but you also try to prepare them that whoever is called upon is mentally ready, prepared, and confident in themselves. And that is the key to every week. It absolutely is beneficial having depth where every day they are fighting for their spot in the lineup. But you also have to manage the mental exhaustion with that too, because you're not always going to be at 100% every day. And we talk about that. And what we can control, regardless of where we're at, is our attitude and our effort and being grateful we get to. And I look for that as well in my decision making of who's going to go in.
Juliet?
And then I have a question about Maddie. She competed the all around 2 weeks in a row, and then last week we didn't see her. Is there an injury there, or what's kind of going on there?
So Maddie was unavailable last week, and this week she looks like she's going to be competitively ready on a couple events. And again, we have 2 weeks, two more days of practice. So I do foresee her being out there, especially on vault. And then we need to see how the next 2 days goes. So I wouldn't say it's a specific injury. It's kind of a compilation of she's gone week after week, and we're trying to be smart.